Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the big boy spoiler talk. If you have not seen Spider-Man No Way Home, stop the video right now, mate. If you do want to see my proper, normal, spoiler-free movie review, it's already on the channel. I'll leave it in the description, pinned in the comment section. It will be everywhere, but this... we're talking spoilers, yo. And before we start the video, I want to ask you guys, what is your favourite moment from No Way Home? Just go absolutely crazy in the comment section down below. That would be awesome. Let's have a nerdy chat. And I'm going to be going through from start to finish a few bits that I did want to pick up on. Obviously, I couldn't say it because it was spoilery. But yeah, let's start off with Daredevil, man. Even though his role was very, very small in the movie, it was so good to see Charlie Cox in an MCU movie. And obviously, we get in the Hawkeye stuff. Not going to go into details in case you're not up to date with the Hawkeye show, but everything is connecting nice. And yo, imagine we get Punisher in this universe. That would be so, so sick. Daredevil in the movie, even though it was really small, it was awesome to see again Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock once again. He just looks so good and iconic for the role. With his red glasses and the brick comes through the window, he catches it. He's like, yeah, I'm just a really good lawyer, yo. And now let's talk about the actual spell that Doctor Strange, well, I want to say Doctor Strange messes up. Pretty much Peter Parker, he won't stop giving it that and the spell goes crazy. But I was worried, how are they actually going to go around this whole thing? Because you can't just say you messed up a spell and now all these villains and Andrew and Toby are coming through. It has to make sense, and it really actually does. And it's so basic and easy, and no one really thought of it. Basically, make everyone forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. The spell goes crazy, and now everyone that knows Peter Parker's Spider-Man is coming into the MCU or this universe, and it makes sense. It's so easy to explain. I don't know why I didn't see anyone else think that's gonna be it. And I like how they handled the spell. It was done really sick. And speaking of Doctor Strange, I might as well touch on him now. I said in my non-spoiler review, and I said a bunch of times on the channel, man, he's actually my favourite MCU hero currently. I love Doctor Strange. I think Benedict Cumberbatch is doing an amazing job with the character, and he was sick, man. Really awesome in this movie. He starts off, I like how he basically says the Sorcerer Supreme, due to technicality, because he blipped away, is now Wong. I like that. And that whole hokey wink thing that he does in the trailer, totally cut from the movie. I'm glad that wasn't in there. I did think that was really cheesy. And I like how Doctor Strange talks to Spider-Man like an adult, and then later on he checks himself. He actually says, I keep forgetting you're a kid, man, and I apologise for that. And then, of course, when things go crazy, they have that little fight moment. I think the Doctor Strange action scenes in the MCU are some of the best. They just look visually beautiful and stunning, and in this, it was so good to see. I'm sorry, man. I mean, Spider-Man's my favourite childhood character, but Doctor Strange would whoop Spider-Man so easy. And you see that right at the start. He tries web-slinging away. He gets him caught in the holes, and it's great, man. He even gives him the soul slap, and he just comes out and he can't take the box off him. He's doing all this stuff. I like seeing that, man. It's like Spider-Man's spider senses are still working, even though his astro form is completely gone. So I liked how they showed how powerful Doctor Strange is, but they kind of tried to balance it out that Spider-Man has something to just kind of counter anything Strange has. However, when it goes into the mirror dimension, yeah, it goes crazy. I wasn't 100% sure if I liked the way that they trapped Doctor Strange there. He's doing the whole maths thing. I liked seeing it because Spider-Man is so smart. It's everyone forgets how smart he is. That's his, well, one of his biggest powers is how intelligent he is. So I did like seeing him catch Doctor Strange like that. But then on the flip side, I was thinking, did you really just do Doctor Strange like that? However, I give it a tiny pass purely because the scene is so good. I love the characters and the rest of the movie is so dang good. And now it's time to talk about the villains. First of all, the Goblin. Whoa. I love that you see him in his normal Goblin outfit, takes his mask off, smashes it up, and then for a large chunk of the movie, he's either genuinely Norman Osborn and the Goblin's watching, or that's what he says anyway, or I was thinking maybe it's the Goblin putting on an act, but I actually do think that genuinely was Norman Osborn, and the Goblin's purposely taking a back seat, observing everything. Wow, the Goblin was so good in this, man. If I ever do an MCU villain tier list, he's an MCU villain now. He's going to be near the top, man. William Dafoe, big up yourself, because the Green Goblin's performance in here was creepy, scary, and pure evil and insane, which is what the Goblin should always be. The movie showed us just how powerful he is, bro, because when his powers come out, He beats Peter Parker badly, bro, and easily as well, throwing him down like levels of like the floor, going through the building. What a scene, man. And then Aunt May, oh mate, come on, man. Not only did he slap Aunt May with the glider, he then threw a pumpkin bomb at her. Like, I'm assuming that he thinks she's gone, mate. She's dead. He throws a pumpkin bomb at her. Yo, the Green Goblin is a naughty, naughty man in this movie. 10 out of 10, god tier performance from Willem Dafoe. Green Goblin just solidifying as Spider-Man's best villain. And speaking of Aunt May, yeah, it was pretty bad, man. That is like the one big bit I started crying really bad. She gave the whole power, responsibility speech, which I did not see coming. I actually really liked it. It didn't even feel forced. It felt natural. And I like how she actually died. It felt genuine to her character. She's still trying to like relax Peter and say like, you know, everything's fine, everything's cool, even though she is completely gone, mate. And then Tom Holland's performance, that is the first time I cried in this movie. There's definitely other times coming up, but Aunt May's death, yeah, it was really, really bad, man. And Happy Hogan, of course, sacrificing himself to get Peter and to let him go away. And great, great scene, man. Goblin, naughty boy. Next up, Jamie Foxx. He was so good in the movie, thank God, because I've said bare times, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, nah, mate. And I love that when he came into the MCU, he actually does start off blue. He slowly turns yellow, and they make out like, you know, the electricity, the powers, they're different here. I really, really like that. And again, he took the arc reactor, controlled himself. Jamie Foxx was awesome. He had some good action scenes, some good lines of dialogue. He looked visually so much better. I actually really like that Jamie Foxx, when he's defeated by Andrew Spider-Man, he kind of like becomes humble again. They become like this weird little friendship thing, and he takes off his mask, even says, I thought you'd be black. And even goes a step beyond and says, there must be a black Spider-Man in the universe. Obviously, that is what MCU, man, does the best. Those lines are what we want to hear, bro, because somewhere, hopefully, Miles could come live action. Obviously, he is the man in Into the Spider-Verse. That movie is like on a league on its own already, but yeah, that line, I really, really appreciate it. As for the other three villains, first of all, I like how Dr. Octopus becomes a good guy again. I was worried he'd stay this like weird villainy thing for too long. I'm glad they explained it. They took him right before he turned good. I like that. It's kind of, it's not even a cop-out thing, man. You can say they took him from any point in time there. I like that he asks, like, where is the machine? It was funny seeing Peter Parker, like, basically control him through the nanotech. He's, like, wrapped himself up with one of his arms. Really sick to see. He does, of course, redeem himself. He basically finishes off Electro. A few people didn't like that. They thought, like, you know, Spider-Man should be Electro. I liked it. I dug it. I thought it worked for the movie. And you need something to just show 100% Dr. Octopus, he's a good guy. And he gets an amazing little moment with Toby. This movie had everything. As for the Sandman and Lizard, they're obviously the villains that got like the least amount of screen time. First of all, Sandman, I like when he's introduced, he helps Peter Parker straight away, obviously thinks that's Tobey Maguire, or Toby's version, you know what I mean, man. And then later he goes back to his like villainous roots, and I like the Sandman. I thought they could have done a little bit more with him, but I did like it in the end that you saw like the actor come through. I like what they've done with him. I think Lizard was the one who got sidelined the most. He had a few good scenes. He had a good few lines of dialogue. But yeah, the Lizard is the one who got the short straw. We knew someone would get it. And the verdict was pretty much set from the trailer that the Lizard will get the least amount of screen time. And it was like that. I didn't totally mind it. The scenes he was in was sick. And now it is time to talk about the big drop. The Andrew and Toby. Now, the way Andrew came through the portal, that was number 2 of me crying. I could not stop myself at this point. I think Andrew's entrance was better than Toby's. Each was a little bit different, but I just think Andrew's one was handled a little bit better, man. Andrew's acting is on another level, mate. When the three of them have teamed up properly and they're like working out the cures and all that stuff, and they're talking about MJ and stuff, and then Andrew has this line where he says, Gwen was my MJ. No, 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 no. Just the man's acting, hey, put some respect on Andrew Garfield's name. That was the 3rd time your boy started tearing up, mate. Just his acting's so, so good. And it's really sad with Gwen, him seeing MJ with like Tom Holland's Peter. Yeah, this film had everything, man. Emotional layers, comedy. When the three of them are together, the lines of dialogue, mate, when Toby says, my back. And then Andrew like cracks his back, mate, I could not stop laughing, mate. All I could think of is when he says in the like Toby movies, says, my back. When the three of them are just talking to each other, man, mask off, it is so, so so sick. It's so good to see, and I'm really thankful they let it play out. It actually felt kind of unscripted because some lines just, they were too good, man. The delivery was so good. Even going a step beyond, like said, like Toby's web shooters just comes out of his wrist. Doesn't come out of anywhere else. Just these little lines that like a Tom Holland young Peter would ask. Hey man, the delivery, the lines, the script, everything involving the 3 Spider-Man at the final battle, before the battle starts, should I say. Them just talking, nailed it. Beyond God tier. You love to see it. I'm glad we saw it. Amazing. As for the final battle, I do like that it doesn't go according to plan, and then they have that little chat. They said, like, trust the spider sense. And then they start knocking out the villains left, right, and centre. And they get defeated pretty quick. Again, I already said, Jamie Foxx, I like that he gets humbled. Sandman kind of goes back to normal. Lizard as well. By this point, obviously, Doc Doctor is already a good guy. And then the big goblin shows up. Oh, man. He even somehow sneaks a bomb in that little box with Doctor Strange. It explodes. Things go crazy. MJ starts to fall, bro. My heart. No. Because at this point, we've seen Aunt May get a chop, mate. So I do not know. Is she about to get KO'd, bro? Tom Holland goes to grab her. And then Goblin grabs her. But then, and it's for me, the best bit in the whole movie. Andrew Garfield catches MJ. Perfection. Not only does he catch her when they land, he asks her straight away, are you okay? And she replies straight away, yeah, I'm okay. And she looks at him and she says like, are you okay? And then Andrew's acting, it is just unreal. He takes like a few seconds pause. You can see in his eyes the redemption. He done it, bro. And then he says, yeah, I'm cool. Man, that scene for me, best in the movie. One of the best scenes across all of the MCU. Straight up, I ain't even tripping about it. That scene, beyond God tier. I'm so glad it is in the movie. And then Tom beats the crap out of Goblin. Toby stops him. Bro, he picks up the glider. He's about to slap him with it. And then the Goblin stabs Toby in the back. This movie does not stop. And I could see, like, some people in the cinema are thinking, like, yo, is Toby gonna die, mate? Then they stab Goblin in the neck. He goes back to normal. They have this little moment. Of course, he tells Doctor Strange, yo, man, the only way you're going to do this is just do the original spell right now. I love the hug that the 3 Spider-Man get, and I like the thing where Andrew asks Toby, he says, like, it hurts, isn't it? And he goes, yeah, it really does hurt. That just, the comedic timing, man, is so good. Peter, MJ, Ned had that little moment. It really emotional, man. I was tearing up. I wasn't full on crying because it was kind of like a happiness cry at this point. Just because the movie was so good, even though that scene was really sad. He wipes everyone's memory and then Peter goes later to check up and the scene is heartbreaking, bro. You can see he wants to say something. He doesn't because everything's going good, man. They're getting into college. He ends out in this dodgy ass place as Spider-Man, going into college now. He's got the police thing on his phone. He's made a new suit, bro. Old school ways. You love to see it. And then the movie ends. This movie was so sick, man. One thing I want to touch on, because I've seen a few people moaning about it before I talk about the after credit scenes, is Ned. His, like, power level went so high in this movie. He's casting, like, the portals so easy. Felt in the movie, as I was watching it, I was, like, totally fine with it, purely because I actually really like Ned. I've loved him from Homecoming. However, I'll be honest, I have seen some people on, like, Instagram and stuff, and people have messaged me saying that whole thing with Ned was a little bit dumb. It was, like, reaching a little bit. At the end of the day, it's a Marvel movie about Spider-Man, bro, so you gotta just check yourself. But for me, I didn't mind it. Again, I really liked Ned. I see where you guys are coming from. If you guys liked it or didn't like it, let me know down below. That'd be cool. As for the Venom after credit scene, I kind of loved it and then didn't like it. Man, I loved seeing Tom Hardy explaining stuff, and you actually hear Venom as well. They could have very easily just left it as Tom Hardy or Eddie Brock, really. There's so many names, you know what I mean. Or is it because we get one little piece of the symbiote on the table, starts moving, obviously it'll attach to Peter Parker, we'll get our black suit Spidey, the whole arc could kind of complete, and then maybe, I don't know, Venom comes back, that symbiote finishes off, and then he gets the thing on his chest. I ain't got a clue, man. However, the after credit scene that just blasted my mind, mate. Doctor Strange 2 with Wanda. And then we see like first of all, we get like a Shumagoroth sort of creature. I don't know if that's actually him or one that's going to be similar. I know there's another one. I can't remember the name. But the big one is when Mordo says to Doctor Strange, the biggest issue now, mate, is you. And then we get an evil Doctor Strange. And if you've seen What If, you know what's up. Really glad to see the trailer at the end of the Spider-Man movie, man. A lot of people missed it. In fact, in my cinema as well, they left the lights off. It was darkness, mate, until Doctor Strange finished. People still stood up before Venom, and they left. What's going on, man? Ladies and gentlemen, that is my spoiler talk or discussion for No Way Home. Hey, what's your favourite scene? Again, let me know down below. For me, Andrew catching, nearly said Gwen, you know what I mean, catching MJ, stole the show for me. I love Doctor Strange. I love Tom Holland's performance. I loved Green Goblin. Those moments, those characters, for me, made this movie god tier. I gave it 10 out of 10. Hey, sticking with that, bro. Very, very soon, I will be ranking all the MCU films. I think it's 26 now, or 27. That's a lot, mate. I'm going to do ranking worst to best. Hopefully, I'll see you all there. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. See you in a bit.